Giornata and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So I am finally back to filming. I'm so excited. I have really missed you guys. But yes, we're gonna dig into the new Natasha Denona Glam palette today. I'm gonna do individual swatches for you guys just because I know it's really hard to get that now. You know, it's not the same, just swatching on your arm. So we're gonna do individual swatches and then this look. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please don't forget to subscribe before we get started. Hit that notification bell because believe me, I'm on a roll now, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this video. So we are gonna get into individual eye swatches first. I will say, I do actually like the coloring of the palette. You guys know, like, you're gonna laugh, but I'm not a huge silver person in general. I don't really like a lot of cool tones, so I was surprised at myself that I really wanted this, but I was like, you know what? At least it's something different than like what I already have. So we're gonna kind of talk about everything, but I have the lights turned down and finally back in this room. I can get things out. Like, I'll talk about that in a second, but this is the beautiful palette. So we are gonna do some individual eye swatches of the shimmers. So they do have names, but like they just say, like she tried to kind of make it more not usable, but like easier to understand. So she was like center eyelid, outer lid, inner corner, crease, transition shades. Like that's how she labeled it inside, but they do actually have names if you go on the site. So I'm just gonna kind of, you know, point to them because obviously there's a ton that say the same type of thing. But let's go in with, I kind of want to compare like the silvers together. That way you can really see the difference in how they look on the eyes. So let's go in with center eyelid and inner corner, because obviously like you don't have to use what it's saying, but it is, you know, it reminds me of kind of like the little Urban Decay palettes like back in the day where it told you exactly where to like use the shade. So I don't mind it at all, but let's go ahead and just do some swatches. These are going to be rough for sure because I'm only going to have them on for a second. But yeah, I was kind of like, you know what? I think I turned 60, even though I turned 30 a few weeks ago. And I'm just like, maybe I'll start liking cool tones because this is the year where like I've literally changed my like style with almost everything. Except for clothes. The only clothes I think I've bought this year is more sweatpants. Usually I'm like, oh, summer dresses, you know, like going out clothes. We usually try to go to Vegas. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's been depressing for everyone, you know. All right. So this one says inner corner, and let me tell you, I love brighter shades. So for me, I would still wear this all over the lid than just the inner corner for sure. So I actually like both. Like this shade is this first one that says center lid, and then this one on the other side is the inner corner on the left eye. So there are the first two shades. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off and we're gonna try out more. All right, next two, we're gonna do these two bottom ones, because like I said, I'll do all the silver ones together. Let's see here. I always like the way that some of these feel. They do feel really nice. I go back and forth. Like lately, I haven't been buying makeup. This is the first product I've bought in like months. Like I'm pretty, like I think it's been over 2 months now where I haven't bought anything new, and I don't, to be honest, like I'm not upset about it. Like I just had other things I wanted to spend money on, and I have not worn makeup. Like at least before I could like justify buying a lot of makeup because I'm like, I'll use it, you know. But lately, like I just haven't been wearing makeup. Like it's just that time where I'm just like, I'm not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. And, you know, just mentally, I'm just, you know, I'm a little bit on struggle bus lately, but things are looking up. I did, like ask you guys last week, like, what do you guys want to see? I'm so excited to get back to filming, blah, blah. I spoke too soon. They're supposed to like finish the kitchen that day so I can move everything out of my studio room because I have like a whole bunch of furniture up here, which is why I haven't been filming, and just people coming in and out of the house. Dogs barking. But mostly like just having people in and out with like jackhammers and stuff. Literally like an hour after I had posted that, we just hear screaming and they broke a pipe in the wall. So now it's almost already done. I just need cabinet handles and then we'll be done with the whole kitchen process. Never again. So I really do. I like this gold. I can see how it's not like a warmer gold. Again, you guys know how I feel. Like golds for me, I really like more of like white gold type shades. This isn't one I would necessarily be reaching for a lot. This, I could see this being like a really nice smoky eye. So there are the next two shades. And again, that was these two at the bottom right here. All right, last two of the lighter shades. We have these two right here that I'll do. So on the right is gonna be this shade here, and then on the left is gonna be this brow bone shade right here. I'm excited for this one. I would say out of all the shades, I think this one is gonna be most up my alley, and then I really loved this shade right here. The rest, like this is definitely obviously it's a cool tone palette, which we really don't see a lot of, and like I said, I can't really advocate for them because I don't generally reach for them either. I just don't necessarily prefer them. But it's definitely like a wearable palette. So again, like if I was going to choose between the two, I definitely am more of like a warm tone, so I liked her last release a little bit more. But if you're into this, like I'm going to really challenge myself to like play with this a lot. Like believe me, I had heart to heart with myself where I'm like, if you're going to buy it, you're going to figure out how to wear it, because I knew it was something out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I like this shade a little bit more just because I like that brighter pop. So for me, I really like this. And here we go in with the brow bone shade. That's actually really pretty too. I don't mind it. It's not even like I mind cool tone, warm, like I'm just like, as long as it's a brighter shade, I'm pretty happy with it. That's nice. And she has so many warm tone palettes, you know what I mean? So I kind of feel like it was time for her to do something like this. But yeah, very similar. This one I think has just a touch more yellow, but still like really stunning shades that I could see myself actually wearing on a daily basis. I wouldn't say like I'm just like, oh, those are, you know, because they're not silver. So those are really pretty. Now let's compare all the silver shades. Okay, so first two silvers we're gonna do are these two right here, just because I want to do the lighter ones and then compare the darker ones on the lid to see if they actually show up any differently. I mean, if anyone's gonna get me to transition into cool tones, it's gonna be her. So I used to hate it when I was like, you know, younger, and everyone's like, you know, all the pre-made palettes were always like, oh, blue eyes, like Almay and like all those. It was always blue eyes for like silver shades, and I was always just like, no, I want the one with the brown eyes. So let's go in with this shade right here. But yeah, what have you guys, what's been your best like purchase lately? Because like I said, I have not been buying makeup. I have barely been on Instagram. I just haven't been feeling like myself in the last few months, you know? So I'm just like, I have just been staying off of everything. I haven't really like, I think also like I used to watch YouTube all the time, and with Nick being home, like, I don't know. I don't like watching YouTube when he's there. Like, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what it is. So yeah, I really haven't been following new releases, which is probably also why I saved a lot of money not buying makeup. But yeah, here we are. So I like this one. I like the ones that have a little bit more of the brown in them for sure. So I would say between the two, I definitely like this shade a lot better, because obviously, like I said, I like the brighter shades. But that's a really pretty silver where I don't feel like it's super metallic silver, but still really pretty. Almost like has like a taupe like to it. So those are that, but this could definitely work for like outer corner if I wanted to have this on the lid and just like smoke it out. But yeah. All right, two last shades. All right, last two is going to be this guy right here and then this guy right here, because I feel like they look the most similar. So let's see if they show up any differently. So we're going to start with this one first. Ooh, that's dark. This would be really pretty though as like just a smoky eye. And then let's go in for the other one, which is the second shade of the palette. This one I think is a touch lighter. So they really don't show up the exact same. I mean, from a distance, you probably wouldn't notice like a huge difference, but up close you can definitely tell that like this one's a touch lighter than this one, but still really, like, formula-wise, everything is really pretty. I just want to play with it all together. So I'm going to take this off. We're going to do a quick look since, you know, I have to. I want to. So let me take this off and let's play along with the whole thing. All right. I'm back. My foundation on, I can't even tell you. I don't know what's been longer, foundation or wearing a bra. One of the two. Like, I wear a bra every day, but not, I have not tortured myself with a real bra. I'm like, nope. No 2020. So these are the swatches of the mattes. So like, I think I'm going to start with the shade Blend. This is considered the crease shade, the transition, Blend, and then we have Smoke and Lash Line. So I'm actually going to use the shade that says Blend for the transition. I don't think I really want to use that one for, even though it says crease. So we are going to start with this shade that says Blend. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? We did go paddleboarding. That was like really, really cool. Like the river here. I was scared. I was like, I don't know. I'm a leisurely water person. I don't like swimming. So I was a little nervous. We went with my in-laws and it was actually really, really fun. So that was kind of something that, you know, different that we did this year was paddleboarding. And like, we got to see all the wild horses. They just in the water. They look so cool. Like, they don't care, you know, so that was really, really fun. And then other than that, you know, it's kind of just, I never ask people anymore. I'm like, what'd you do on the weekend? It's just kind of like, did you watch anything new? You know? But we just watched Mulan. And I think if you didn't watch it as a kid, you'd be like, this was a really good movie. I think if you watched it as a kid, though, I really didn't like it. I did not like it. So if you're thinking about paying that $30 on Disney, which is insane, I don't know. I just wasn't very happy. Like, Nick liked it, but, like, Nick only saw the cartoon once. And for me, and even my sister, she watched it with us, she was just like, no. They took out all the fun. Like, there's no songs, there's no fun. Like, I just feel like all these movies, they just make them so serious now. And I'm like, that was the best part of the movie. Like, how do you not have Christina Aguilera singing this song? How? But yeah, they made it so that she had, you know, like a power pretty much. And that's why she was so strong. And I was like, no, she's not supposed to just be like, you know, she's supposed to work hard and be a man because she works hard, not because she has something like special about her. It's just more like, I don't know. I didn't like the message. So that could just be me. I think the only one that they didn't make serious was like even Rafiki, he was like super serious in the like Come to Life movie. And Lion King, and I didn't like that part either. I think the only one that's like done a real version was Beauty and the Beast, where they kept all the like the lightheartedness and stuff in it. So I don't know. Could just be me. But I didn't love it. I do really like this transition shade though. Like, I like that it's a little bit, it's not tan. Like, it's nice. I like it. I would use this all the time. Probably one of my favorite shades. I know it's a matte, but definitely one that I would use. So we'll just dip in with a tiniest little bit of crease and do it kind of backwards, but I'll kind of just use that at the top because I don't want it to be too, I don't know. I just don't like that shade as much, okay? But yeah, what else have you guys been doing? We've been like flying through, we've been watching Lucifer, which I know it's ridiculous, but I love it. I don't care. I need something lighthearted that like just doesn't intervene with like real life matters. That's all I want to watch on TV. Just something not related to everything else. I think we're going to use Smoke on that outer corner. So we're going to use this shade right here. Yeah, what are you guys? Are you guys more warm tone people? Do you like cool tones? Like, Like I said, I just think she had so many that it just made sense for her to finally come out with one like this. I'm not going to be super precise with this either. I'm kind of being nice and messy with it. All right, we're going to use this shade here. Even though I really want to use this one, I think I'm going to try to change it up a little bit. You know, that's the point of buying this one. So I'm going to go with my not so go-to. I did prime my lids with the Anastasia primer. But yeah, I've missed you guys. I hope you're all doing well. My eyes are so watery now. That's just because I stabbed myself with the lash, so they'll be fine. But yeah, I haven't really... I'm like trying to think if there's anything that I'm like, oh, I really wanted that. The Melt Cosmetics, the new blush duos, look really pretty, but I don't really like shimmery blushes. Like, I just don't think they look good on my face. They kind of bring out like my texture that I have back here. So I don't know. I used to be so like, oh, just go swatch it in store and see if I want it. But like, since we can't swatch, it's really hard. I think that's what's like discouraged me, is I don't really enjoy going to Sephora anymore. It's just not as much fun, you know? I can't wait for like a year from now to see if things go back to the way they were. But I'm like, can you, like, even if they maybe put out a card where they swatch them on something and then just like posted it? I don't know, but it's impossible to tell the true color of like anything now. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to pay for this and then return it. Like, no. So this is the Marc Jacobs liner in Irony. And I'm just going to go halfway in. But yeah, I just can't wait to get back to like looking forward to something. I think that's been the hardest part, where I'm just like, I just want to plan a trip and have something to look forward to. And other than that, I'd probably be fine. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to use that shade Lash Line. So right here. And I do want to check though. I do want to see about this Brow Bone shade. It's definitely like a grayish white. So I don't know. It's gonna really do anything. Not bad. It still shows up. I don't know if it would look great on all skin tones, but it does show up. So not a bad shade though. Okay. All right. Let's go in with the shade Lash Line, which it's obviously, again, it's not named Lash Line, but that shade right there. The one labeled. I don't know, do you guys like, I kind of like it. I don't mind how they're labeled, actually. But, oh, I see everyone getting out fall decorations, and I'm just like, I almost just got done doing my house, and now I'm like, I don't want to redecorate right now. I'm only going to do Halloween. I'm like, that's the only holiday I look forward to. I'm like, I'll pull out the Halloween stuff in like 3 weeks. But I don't really like, I mean, we don't have fall here. It was raining last night though. It was so nice. It was like 70 degrees this morning. And I'm like, oh, because it's still been in the hundreds like every day. It was beautiful. All right, let's smoke this out. We're going to use that blend shade again to smoke out the lower lash line. So that first shade we used in the crease. Just like that. And then I think I'm actually going to use, yeah, we'll use the shade that says inner corner. So like that bright silver, just to see how it looks. I will say though, for me being like, I don't think this is a palette I would use all the time, I am enjoying it. It's definitely more on the subtle side, but it is actually really, really pretty. I think it depends. For me, I bought it because it wasn't something I have like in my collection that I could really say like, okay, like I already have a million of those shades. I don't, because I don't usually reach for these. I think that is like really, really pretty as an inner corner highlight. And again, that was like this shade right here. So the lighter silver shade. But yeah, it just depends. I mean, are you going to wear it? Or for me, it was just something where I was like, okay, I don't own a lot of that. And it's going to make me kind of, you know, step out of the box. So I'm actually more surprised with how much I like it. I will say I could have done with a few more crease shades. I mean, like I said, even though this one was like a touch lighter than this one, I don't think it was that necessary. But that's just me. I don't know. Everyone has different, you know, preferences, so. But this makes me feel, I don't know, I think something about cool tone eyeshadows make me feel just more grown up. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm in my 30s now. 30 and flirty and thriving. It's not happening for me this year. Can you guys believe I like watched this thing on E where it was like, Bring It On is 20 years old, and I was just like, oh no. Or Macaulay Culkin's 40. Did you know that? I think that's gonna be it for the eyes. I think I'm gonna go in with this bronze light powder for my bronzer. I do have a little bit of cream contour on. I think I use Fenty Mocha. I'll make sure I list everything in the description box. But I wanted to use this because I haven't really. And every time I see like new Hourglass palettes for the holiday, I go back and forth. I don't own any of the big palettes. I only own like the strobe light, just because I think so many of them are repeats. And usually they are, you know, and this time it's no different. Most of them are repeat shades, but I don't have a few of them. I'm like, is it really worth it when I don't even use like the big compact? So I don't know. I can't believe we're already at the point of like looking at holiday makeup. I'm just like, how did this happen? Where has the time gone? So it is really pretty though. I love the way it looks on the skin. I do have to layer it quite a bit though. Like it's definitely more of like a buildable formula. It doesn't go on like super strong by any means. I'm gonna stick with the Natasha Denona theme. So for lips, I'm gonna use I Need a Nude in the shade Susanna. This color I love. And I like the smell. It smells so nice and sweet. It's good. I want you guys to think I'm really depressed by my age. I'll get over it. It's just, you know, it's fresh. And I'm gonna use a tiny bit of Mented Cosmetics Pink About Me in the center. I do like this formula from Mented. I really want to try their bronzers, but like I said, I've been good about not buying new makeup. And I think I'm gonna use this Clinique Nude Pop for my blush because I don't want anything extreme, especially with this look. So we're gonna take the same brush we use for bronzer. Just gonna pop that on. So not a whole lot of color, but I like that it says what it is. It's very nude type of blush. And I like the formula of these a lot. And then for highlight, actually, I need to powder my under eyes. I think something about grays, like, or charcoal type shades, sometimes they just have an emphasis on like bringing out circles under my eyes. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but I think that's why I always kind of stay away from them. This is the Pat McGrath powder, which I'm still in love with. I'm so excited that I'm now like back to playing with makeup. Like it feels really, really good. I needed to get myself out of this funk type thing. So what else do we need here? We need some highlight. Okay, so for highlight, I'm actually gonna take this shade, this one down here in the palette, because I think I could make that work pretty easily. And I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna put like the slightest bit on, just right there. And actually that works out perfectly. I will say, I didn't have a lot of fallout, but it is definitely messy already. Like you can tell, like this is the first time I've used it, but it definitely, it gets a little messy in there. So I'm okay with it because it's not all over my face, but just know like there is definitely some fallout. All right, so you guys can kind of tell, I mean, overall, like my thoughts, like I like this palette. I like it more than I thought I would. There's a few things where I'm like, you know, maybe she could have added this in, maybe she could have added that. I mean, that's pretty much every palette, I think, just all depending on the user. But I do like it. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much, but once I'm done with this look, I'm like, it's very simple. It's very, you know, just wearable, very just easy. You know what I mean? Like it's glam, but like easy glam, where I didn't really have to think about it that much. I don't know if you know, obviously I don't think you need to follow the rules on here. I think you can do whatever you want. But I would say if you're someone who really likes smoky eyes, obviously if you like really cool tones, but like it was an easy palette to work with. I wasn't really disappointed. The shades all felt really nice. There were like, I think maybe this shade felt a little drier than the rest, but I am overall like pretty happy with it. I don't really have anything to complain about. Again, I would have probably preferred at least one more crease shade just to kind of change it up, just throw something in there. But I think for the most part, I'll use this. I just probably like, I would have liked it a little bit more if she had changed these two up so that you're not getting shades that are fairly similar. Again, like you could tell close up, but like on a normal person, you probably wouldn't even know the difference, you know, like in person looking at them. But yeah, overall, I don't really have anything to say, like negative to say about it. I think if you, like I said, I would buy this if it was something that was going to be different for you and you want to kind of venture into cool tones, or if you really love them. It's also really hard to find palettes. Like I know ColourPop has, I mean, I don't have a lot to compare it to because I don't buy cool tone palettes. And again, I mean, she does have this in a mini, so if you're like on the fence about it, I would start with that and then see. I will say I like this better than the mini. The mini for me, like it's good, but there's something about these ones that I like a little bit more. I like the color selection in this a little bit more than the mini. But yeah, what do you guys think? Did you guys pick it up? Are you thinking about picking it up? $65. I like the smaller palettes in terms of price. I do miss, I think the formula was a little bit, like the mattes were a little bit creamier in the bigger palettes, but that also could just be me. I can't have it both ways, right? Like I don't think I would have bought this if it was like the $125, $129 pan because like I said, I'm not going to reach for this all the time. I'm going to try to, but yeah, so I mean, there's that. I don't know. Do you guys feel like the formula is different between the bigger one and the smaller ones? I feel like it's been a really long time since we've seen a big palette from her. But money-wise, I can't blame her for like being like, who's, you know, no one's really buying a lot right now. So yeah, I thought it was something different for her that I appreciated. But yeah, that is it from me. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I would love it if you would subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified, and I'll see you guys later.